ENCA.com has premiered our latest 360 video, putting viewers right in the footsteps of Zuma Must Fall marchers. It's a unique approach to video news and was pulled together by ENCA reporter Yusuf Omar. He joins us now from Johannesburg. Yusuf, for the benefits of the Luddites watching, what exactly is a 360 video?
Andrew, you quite simply have to experience it to believe it. Of course, the hashtag Zuma Must Fall march was unprecedented in South Africa's history, and you can read about it, you can even watch the news stories that we did, but there's nothing quite like walking in the footsteps of somebody who might have been there. So you just head to our Facebook or our YouTube page and you move your phone around. If you watch me right now, there I am at the protest, and I move my phone to one side, and there you go, you get a view out at the crowds. There's estimated to be about 1,000 people there in Johannesburg. Now we're here on Nelson Mandela Bridge. So it's really a first-person perspective. You can look up at the sky, you can look down at the ground. It's a completely new form of storytelling for us. It's allowing us to immerse ourselves into stories like never before, Andrew.
How does the technology work?
Andrew, it's essentially a series of cameras. We used about 16 GoPro cameras on a 3D printed rig with the help of deep VR, and you stitch those together manually. So it's much like when you take a panoramic photograph with your cell phone. It's a similar idea, but essentially you're doing that with videos. And here we are, we're interviewing an artist right now, and you can see myself down there at the bottom doing the interview. And now you can have a look at the artwork, and you can see what's going on all around the scene. It really is revolutionary, but it's gone beyond just journalism and storytelling. We've seen real estate agents use it to show properties. We've seen travel agencies use it to be able to take people to far-flung destinations. There's no limits to where virtual reality really can go. They say if the desktop was overtaken by the mobile as the platform of choice, then virtual reality really is the new frontier.
I mean, on that train of thought, you can't help but wonder what's next.
Absolutely, and the beauty of this sort of technology is it's actually really accessible. Anybody who's watching this right now with a cell phone at home can get onto ENCA's Facebook page or onto our YouTube channel, and they can try out for themselves. Of course, there's been other adaptations. We've seen Google Cardboard, where people are able to put their cell phones on top of their eyes, essentially, and it turns into a goggles of sort. But virtual reality is no longer some far-flung, distant, futuristic notion. It's right round the corner. And it really helps us with protests, especially because we often get accused, oh, you didn't show all sides of the story, you're only picking certain shots. Now the viewer's in control. They're in the driver's seat. They can choose exactly what angles they want to see and what story they want to tell.
I've heard some reporters complaining that, particularly when they're sitting in court and they're covering, a trial, the pressure to tweet updates is kind of taking their attention away from what's going on in the courtroom. Do you think this level of technology helps or hinders you when you're covering a story like this?
I think this technology certainly helps because it quite literally gives you all angles to the story, a 360-degree view of what's happening. It means that we're not specifically editing shots out, we're giving people exposure, and that's really what people want. They want to derive at their own conclusions at a story, and especially if you're looking at a protest like this, it's quite a historic event. It may never happen again, and this allows people to go back to it in many years to come and experience what it was like to be there on the ground.
Yusuf Omar, thank you very much indeed. You can head to enca.com and look for the link to that 360 story. You can expect a lot more of that as more and more reporters here at ENCA get their brains around the technology. When Newsday continues.